That was a great story, and my wife staring at me the whole time, wondering why I don't tell stories like that. That was great. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I sent out an email today, but I was trying to shorten things. I said Happy VD Day, and I got a lot of bitter responses. This story is about Cinnamon. Cinnamon was, she had beautiful brown eyes and a smile that would melt your heart. So you're thinking this is about a stripper in the Big Easy? No, it's about a dog, a puppy my father gave me when I was 9 years old. There's a girl in this story too, but I'll tell you about Cinnamon first. Cinnamon followed me everywhere. She followed me. She didn't need a leash. If I played basketball, she sat at the end of the court and just watched me. If I played football, she'd run out and tackle anybody who tried to tackle me. Once she burst out of the house, I was in an elementary school bus, ran down the road in the middle of the highway behind the bus because I had gotten away from her, and all the kids ran to the back of the bus and begged the bus driver to pull over before she got hit. So he pulled her on the bus, and I hugged her. She was inseparable from me. She used to sleep in my bed at night. She'd sleep by my feet in the morning. At the start of the night, by the end of the night, she was laying with her head by my head. So when I was 17, 18 years old, my friends would come over to wake me up on the weekends. That was kind of embarrassing. So they would always call her my girlfriend. So I went away to college. My mother sent me my only telegram I ever got in my life, which was, "Miss you madly, Cinnamon." But when you're in college, you think of other things. I was at Penn State. It was my second year. I'm in the 7th floor of a dorm. I got there a day early, and this wasn't deliberate. I'm just looking out the window, and I see this absolute beauty walking in the quad. And this was a woman, not a dog. Absolute beauty, walking in the quad. She looked like Catherine Ross. Now, it's Catherine Ross of The Graduate or of Butch Cassidy Sunday Kid, not of Donnie Darko. Think younger Catherine Ross. And like in The Graduate, they would film her. You'd focus on her, and everything around her would get blurry. It just focused on her. She just was beautiful. I was on the 7th floor, and this girl was obviously a freshman trying to carry all her stuff, and she was stumbling with it. And I ran out of my room, and I said, I'm going to go help her. I ran to the elevator, but everybody's moving in, and I couldn't get the elevator fast enough. I used to run track. It's hard to believe. And I went and hit the stairs. I started going down the stairs, but people were carrying stuff, and I'm weaving my way through. Then I hit the quad. I'm running at top speed right towards her. I am 5 feet away from her when some guy popped up from the ground with a guitar on his back and said, "Hey, can I give you a hand?" And I'm just standing there breathing like a pervert, watching the two of them go out of my life. For the next 3 years, Penn State's a big school, I would see this Catherine Ross girl around the campus. And I would walk the same path and follow her thing, hoping to bump into her. I think they call that stalking now, but and I never did. 3 years, I never talked to her. So I go back. How many people here, by the way, are dog people? Give me a hand. So I see, okay, I get a supportive audience because it's gonna get a little weird. I go home after college, and Cinnamon had gone from being a young puppy to an old lady. It's crazy how dogs' lives compress. And she had trouble hearing, and I had to carry her up and down the steps now. She's a mutt. She weighed about 70, 80 pounds, and I would carry her up and down steps. But then I went to grad school. I left Cinnamon, went to grad school. I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm in the second year of grad school. I'm walking down the hallway, and everything got all blurry. And all of a sudden, standing at a locker was Catherine Ross. And I saw her, and I made a decision. And I walked right up to her, and I said, "I am so embarrassed. I went to college with you, and I forget your name." And she looked at me, sized me up, and she goes, I forget your name too. But then we started to talk, and she was friendly, and we were laughing, and she started flirting. She's touching my hand. She's so great. She's touching my arm, and she's so great to have somebody here that I like. She asked for my number. And I was so excited, I gave her my number. And I went home and I dreamed about our life together, riding a bicycle or breaking up her marriage to a preppy guy. I see too many movies. Making up a marriage to a preppy guy, whatever. I thought of our life together. That's on Monday. That night I got the phone call from my mother. And my mother said, Pat, Cinnamon got out today and got hit by a car. And she said, her tail was still wagging, and then my mother couldn't finish the call. So anybody's dog lover knows what happened then. For the next 4 or 5 days, I didn't leave my room, didn't shower, didn't go to class, didn't do anything. Didn't shave, whatever. Sat in my room. There's a poem by Kipling, the first 2 lines are, Brothers and sisters, I beware you to give your heart to a dog to tear. So I sat in my room. But I do have a cousin, Michael, who went to school with me, who is like a brother to me, and he came to the rescue. It's Saturday night, and he comes over, and he says, you're pathetic. You're 23 years old. We can go out and see some girls. You're sitting there. You look like vines are growing off you. Come on, get out of the house. It's a dog. And I said, okay. So he dragged me to a party. I go to this party, and I drank a lot. And I'm at the party, and I'm drinking, and then I had to use the bathroom. I go up to this landing. It goes up steps. And I go up in this landing, and I'm waiting in line to go up to the bathroom. And all of a sudden, the stairwell got blurry. 2 steps above me is Catherine Ross. And I look up at her, and she says, Pat, how are you? It's so great to see you. And I go, well, I look at my feet. Not so good, you see. My dog, Cinnamon, died this week. And I proceed to go on, much longer than I am tonight, about my dog. She followed me in the whole sad tale about my dog. When I looked up from my feet, she was gone. I know, I was so sensitive. Not only was she gone, everybody that was waiting to use the bathroom was gone. I walked right into the bathroom, then walked out of the party. My cousin Michael later said to me, Pat, it was amazing. It was like someone pulled a fire alarm. He said, have you ever seen the movie The Blob? It was like the people pouring out of the movie theater. He said, you should be a magician and have a disappearing act. It's incredible. And that's the great thing about family. They really, he's there for me. When I saw this topic, there's a quote that Jim said from Charles Bukowski, love is a fog that burns off in the first daylight of reality. And when I heard this topic, the fog to me was this girl, and I was trying to picture, and the big thing was, I could not for the life of me remember her name. After all these years and after all the daydreams and whatever, I couldn't remember it. But what I could see through the fog clearly was that Cinnamon would always be with me. Thank you.